Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unleash Her. I'm Roberta, and I'm your host for this podcast. And I am so glad that you're here today. I cannot wait to introduce you to a friend of mine, Miss Chantelle Miller. Hi, Chantelle.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for coming on here today.
I'm so happy and grateful to be here with you again, Roberta.
Awesome. So listen, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, okay. So my name is Chantelle Miller, as Roberta just said, and I feel like what has brought me to this place in this time and space of my journey has been the long journey home, like the dark night of the soul. I lived most of my life in mental and emotional prison. Grew up, started at a very young age being sexually abused. Um, just very little self love, lived with so much shame, guilt, pain, no self trust. And that just kind of spiraled into my adolescence and into adulthood, using a lot of alcohol and drugs to cope, numb the pain, and then attracting very unhealthy relationships into my life. So, married a man who was very narcissistic, controlling, physically abusive, mentally abusive, and lived a lot of my life as a victim, and wasn't couldn't understand why all of these things were happening to me. And knowing in my heart and soul that I was a good person, but didn't know how to change it. Didn't know how to change my reality. And after all of my trials and tribulations and pain and sorrow, I just one day finally said, like, there has to be more to this human experience than what I'm experiencing. So, as I became curious and started to look for answers, I started to find answers, because that expression, what you seek is also seeking you. So, in about 2019 is when I started my awakening journey, my spiritual journey. And actually, I think that's kind of close to the time that we first met, Roberta. We met in Miami at one of Kathleen Cameron's retreats.
Yes, we did. And I have to tell everyone, I could feel your energy. You
Mm,
have such good energy. I was like, wait, this was like the last day. And I go, "Oh, I want to get to know you."
amazing. Well, here we are again, right? Like, how beautiful how things just, reconnect and come back together after time.
Yes, absolutely. And that was, yeah, that was the time that I had made a lot of shifts in my life too. So
Mm.
kind of on the same journey together for sure.
Yeah, so that's so around 2019, I think, is when I started. I found Bob Proctor, who became my personal mentor then, who was the number one teacher in the world on human development, growth, potential, and success. So I kind of started in the mindset space. And my conscious awareness had expanded like crazy, understanding universal laws, understanding that we are more than a physical body, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, how the thoughts that we think create the way that we feel, the way that we feel sets up our vibration, and we attract based on our vibration. We live in an energetic universe. So have been super curious about energy, about frequency, about vibration. So have been was studying with Bob Proctor for quite a few years. And then I realized that, all the mindset work, sure, it was creating some shifts for me, but because I was holding so much pain and trauma in my body, the mindset shifts weren't sustainable because the body holds deep remembrance. And it, until we release that trauma that's stored in our body, we don't have a full mind, body, soul connection alignment. So then I learned about breath work, and I became a trauma informed breathwork facilitator probably about a year ago. And that journey was cracked me wide open. Like I thought I had dealt with my past, with my pain, with my trauma. I had on a mental level, but um on a physiological level, it was still in the body. So understanding how energy works, how we store pain in our body, was very expansive for me. So I was able to, and it's an ongoing journey. It's an ongoing process. You know, I don't think we're ever done. There's no real destination. And the people that think they are done are the people that probably need to keep going, right? Like it's just, there's so much to understand, so much to learn, so much to embody. But with the breath work, I was able to process a lot of the pain that I had been holding on to. Um, so mindset and then the breath work has really been transformational for me. And then most recently, I have come into contact to partnership with a frequency device that's called Healy. And this device increases mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and financial well being. It's a little portable device that I'm actually wearing it right now, attached to you, and it reads your bioenergetic field, telling you where you're out of alignment and bringing the frequencies of vibration back into your field to bring you back into coherence. So, like, oh my gosh, revolutionary. Talk about like biohacking to the max, healing on a holistic level. So, all of these combined together have just really put me in a position to, create so much awareness and support others on their healing journeys, on their paths towards fulfillment and growth and evolution.
Wow. I love that. Oh my goodness. And I love how now just things are kind of coming to you.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when you start releasing and removing the baggage, the heaviness, the stored suppressed trauma and energy, start analyzing your belief systems, right? Like that's, I think, so important, is to ask ourselves why we believe to be true a lot of the things that we believe. We adopt a lot of beliefs that our parents held, right? That their parents held. We adopt beliefs that society tells us to be true. We adopt beliefs from friends, from people who don't know better, who don't know more than that. So we start identifying with a lot of these beliefs and they become a part of our identity. Most of the beliefs that we hold are very limiting and simply not true, right? So the more we can understand who we are and how the universe works, the more powerful we become.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, back to the Healy. So I've heard a little bit about that. I'm going to have to get some more information on that from you for sure. But what about people that don't even realize that they have limiting beliefs? What if
Yeah.
they just think, I'm just stuck. I just can't get anywhere else? How do people uncover that?
I think it's just really getting radically honest with yourself, right? Like whatever's happening inside of us, is going to be mirrored outside of us in our reality, in our results. So our physical results are a direct reflection of what's going on inside of us. So if our results, if our experiences are limited, that means our belief systems are limited. Our thinking is limited. So when we start to reframe our belief systems and start believing that we are powerful creators, that our thoughts and our feelings create our vibration. Our vibration is our magnetic point of attraction, that we are the cause to our effect. Taking radical responsibility, that's when things start to shift.
Yeah. I just have to say, so I started watching The Secret back in, what was that, 2007 when it first came out, and Bob Proctor was one of those people that really stood out to me. I just
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
that's been
I love
like one of
him.
his first movies, right? And
Yeah.
it was all about the law of attraction, which is a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration. And again, our vibration is feeling. So this is why it's so important for us to do things that make us feel good, to do things that light us up, to excite us. Because when we do that, we're raising our vibration. And whatever vibration we're in, when we take action, the reaction from the universe is going to be in harmony with that. So, taking action from a high vibe, the reaction is going to be a high vibe reaction. So bringing more to you of what you desire. And also, this is, why people get stuck is because we're looking at our circumstances. We see the lack. We see the stuckness. We don't have the resources. So we're thinking about that. It makes us feel a certain way. We're feeling defeated. We're feeling fearful. We're coming from a place of lack. So that becomes our vibration. And then when we're taking action from that place, we're getting more of the same. So it's this perpetual cycle of recreating more of what you have. So when we can start being more consciously aware of the thoughts that we're thinking, because we know they create the way we feel in our vibration, we can start choosing from a place of desire instead of coming from a place of unconsciousness. So, our subconscious programming, I guess I should say, like the program is so strong. Our subconscious mind controls 96 to 98% of our behaviors. So often we're just on autopilot. We're doing things without even knowing that we're doing them. We're thinking the same thoughts over and over again, not even knowing. They're so deeply embedded in us. But when we become aware, then we can choose differently and start thinking new thoughts to create new feelings, to create new experiences.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, back in 2007, it was when I first saw that, I was so excited to watch The Secret. And I was like, yes, this is what I needed. Like, and I watched that thing over and over and over. But do you know, my life still didn't really change a whole lot just from watching the documentary. And it didn't change until I went into the program with Bob Proctor. I needed that guidance. I needed more than that. I needed an understanding. And
Mhm.
then all of the pieces started coming together. And I love that because I used to think I was like woo woo or whatever, I was like, yeah, whatever. People are just lucky, No, it was my mindset. It was my programming that was holding me back.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people go throughout their life being unaware of their innate power and potential because you don't know what you don't know. And like that's the beauty of getting curious, right? Start asking questions, start looking for answers, start seeking more. And as you do, you start attracting more. You attract people, events, circumstances that are going to start shedding light onto some of these questions. And once you start knowing, you can't unknow it, right? Like you want to know more. You just want to keep growing, keep expanding, keep understanding. Understanding is so key.
Yeah. So what's the biggest things that have changed in your life in the past couple of years?
Yeah. So something which I didn't really even realize in the past, again, you don't know what you don't know, but my nervous system was completely shot, completely dysregulated, always in a fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. Because of my trauma, because of my childhood, because of my teenage years, I was just constantly on edge. And as I started doing breath work, I was starting to understand more about the nervous system and how it works. So for me, I think regulating my nervous system has been the biggest shift that I have experienced. Getting more into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is more of the rest and digest and the safety. And probably for about a year during my journey, the past year, I have been like absolutely exhausted. And I want like, what is going on? Like I'm sleeping, I'm resting, but it's just my nervous system had been so dysregulated, hyper vigilant, that once I started healing it, it just needed time to slow down and to rest. So I honored my body. I honored that. And now I'm starting to feel like I'm at a place where I can be present. Whereas in the past, with this dysregulated nervous system, I couldn't be present. I was always thinking about what was going to happen next or the past or looking for danger. So I just was never fully present. But now I'm able to like sit and have like a full on conversation and be present with my family, with my friends, with my clients, with the people that I'm working with, because my nervous system now knows that it's safe. It is now safe to just be and to be present. So that has been the biggest thing for me.
Wow. And I think so many people can relate to like especially the like distractions. We're so distracted by so many things. To get into the present, to be present is something that, what would you like to say? It's something that you don't realize that you weren't really there till you're there.
Absolutely. And you know what? All we have is the present moment, right? And the past is the past. The future is the future. All we have is now. Everything else is an illusion. All we have is the present. And what we're doing in the present is creating our future, right? So being present with the people that we love, being present with the thoughts that we're thinking, because that really is the foundation and the anchor for everything else.
Yeah, it really is. How has your life changed with like relationships with your family, with your daughters?
Yeah. Oh, so beautiful. All of my relationships are so much more wholesome. Wholesome. I like that word. Yes, just so much more loving. I feel like with the awareness I have now, I am able to be such a better mother to my daughters and my son. Just allowing them to make choices for themselves, right? Understanding that we all have our own unique soul blueprint, and just because grandma or grandpa or mom or dad did it this way, it doesn't mean that's your way, right? Like you have the sovereignty and the authority to choose what's best for you. and I will love you and support you in whatever you choose. So that's been really a really big thing for me, is just being able to release control, to surrender to what is, right? And just being the support system that they need.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I think as moms, gosh, that's one of the best things that we can do is to give them some freedom. And you know
Mm.
what? Let them make some mistakes. They're not really mistakes.
They're lessons, right?
There we go. Yes, there, that's the word. Lessons. Yes. Yes. We
Yes.
all had many of those. And
Mm.
that's what made me, we talk about I don't have any regrets.
Mm.
Everything that I've been through has guided me to where I'm at now.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing I really like to say often is, like, our words are so powerful. The language we use, the narrative we use, they carry frequency, they carry vibration. So, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Saying, this is happening for me, right? When we know that things are happening for us, we remain in our power, and we're not being a victim to the circumstance. So I just think that is such a beautiful, beautiful language to adopt, that things are happening for me instead of happening to me.
Absolutely. I love that. I think I just posted on that the other day, and it just resonates with me because, some people are like, "Oh, what now?" And it's like, "See that," right? You're like,
Yeah.
"No." But do you think, I don't know, this is something just to get your opinion here. So, it's like, why does this happen to us? Is it a test? Is it a learning experience? Is it a lesson? Is it like, who knows?
Yeah, I think often it's showing us nuances, showing us what we prefer and what we don't.
Mhm.
So everything is happening in our divine greatest good. And then we have choice to how we want to respond to those situations, right? There's ebb and flow, the law of rhythm, up and down, good, bad, hot, cold. You can't have one without the other. So we have to have those experiences that we don't always prefer, so that we can appreciate the good ones when they come. And then it's a matter of how we're going to respond in those times when nuances are showing up, that are going to determine how long we stay in that downward swing, and also what we're going to attract back to us. So, if we can remain in a positive state, positive vibration, knowing that everything always works out for me. This is something I always say too. Everything always works out for me. Everything always works out for me. And knowing that, you know what, even in that moment when it's not exactly what we would have preferred or wanted, that it's happening for us. And to look at the bright side of it, what we can extract from that, what we can learn from that. Because when we do that, it keeps our vibration high. And again, we attract based on our vibration. So if something get a flat tire on the way to work, and we're like, oh motherfucker, this sucks, my day is ruined, you know okay, we're putting ourselves in a bad vibe and going to attract back more of that into our day. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, it's not what I wanted, but it happened for me for a reason. I don't know, maybe there was an accident up the road that I could have been in, so I'm just going to harvest the good from the situation.
Yes. And do you think sometimes that something will keep happening to you until you decide to choose differently?
Yeah, I truly do, Roberta. Yes, I do.
Yes. I do too, because I see that now. And
And again,
once you learn to respond instead of react, then it seems like it doesn't come back to you.
right, because we've transmuted that, right? We've learned the lesson. We're going to keep getting the lessons until we learn them, until we learn how to respond to them. instead of reacting to them, until we can learn to, keep our thoughts about it positive, or harvesting the good from it instead of falling into those traps and holes and being the victim again, right? So it's all about the growth and the evolution, and as human beings, that's what we're here to do.
That is exactly what we're here to do.
Mm.
Yes. I love that. Oh my gosh. So the people close to you, when you first started into this breath work and all of that, were they like, what are you doing?
You know, I think, like, my family was always very supportive of my growth and my change. Like, I've done an absolute 360. I remember, probably 10 years ago, my son played competitive hockey, and we were at a parent team meeting at the beginning of the year. And the coach had said that he wanted all of the parents to stand up and introduce who they were and who their child was. The moment he said that, I went into this complete contraction, thinking, like, holy shit, I have to stand up and say my name in front of a group of other parents. Like, oh, nervous system was freaking out. Now, like, I get up on stages and I speak to hundreds of women to empower them, to support them, and express myself and share my voice. So the growth for me there has been exponential. And sometimes I think we forget to just pause and take a breath and remember how far we fucking have come, right? Like, to give ourselves grace, to celebrate ourselves,
Yes.
to give ourselves recognition for everything that we've been through and everything that we've done to get where we are. Because often we're still so focused on where we're going and what we haven't accomplished yet, that we forget to celebrate ourselves. So I think, sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. I didn't really answer your question, but I just think that's really important, that we give ourselves the time and space to celebrate ourselves and appreciate and give ourselves credit for our growth and our evolution and how much we've grown and changed and evolved.
I do too, because just we want we want it now. We want everything to happen now, but it's this whole journey of the development and loving every minute of that and celebrating
And
little.
trusting the divine timing too, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
trusting the
girl.
divine timing.
Oh my. Yeah, I would say the last year has been, for me, so healing, and it's so interesting when you look back. But I have been aware of everything, and I just take those steps that need to be taken every day. And we get stumped, you know? And so we just have to say, "Oh, okay. Wait a minute. It's back to those thoughts that create our reality."
Yeah. Everything is a
What
mirror. Everything is a
Yeah.
reflection.
Do you have, like, daily rituals that you do?
I do. Yeah, I do. In the morning, I'm not saying I'm like perfect at it, like working towards it, progress, not looking at my phone for like at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Wake up to, I drink hydrogen water in the morning. So, like, getting some good pure water into my body to rehydrate. I do some breath work in the morning. I do a short meditation. If it's a sunny morning, I'll just do those things outside, getting some of that morning sun in my eyes. on the ground, on the earthing. I have this like little biohacking ritual I like to do. I like to drink my hydrogen water. I like to get my feet on the earth. I like to get the morning sun in my eyes. I like to do breath work and meditation. So, and then some stretching. If it's a perfect morning, right? If it's a perfect morning, do a little bit of yoga or qigong or something. So that's a perfect day. But that's kind of, I don't always incorporate all of those things into my morning practice, but that's kind of a little bit of my morning ritual.
Oh, that's so good. Have you seen they have these grounding mats now?
Yeah, I actually have grounding sheets on my bed.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So good.
Yay. I love that.
Mm.
So biohacking, how would you explain biohacking to people?
Yeah, so it's just like tips and tricks to elevate our physical and emotional well-being. So like holistic approaches to feeling better. Things that we can do very naturally. A lot of them cost you no money, right? Like the breath work is free. The sunshine in your face is free. Getting your skin, your feet, your body on the earth is free, right? Like, oh my goodness. So, yeah, it's just, really amplifying your health and wellness, your vitality. And like, if we don't have our health and vitality, what do we have really, right? Like, we're not enjoying we don't get to have the experiences when we're feeling like a sluggish bag of shit all day long, which isn't fun. And I've been there, right? Like, I think we all have.
Absolutely. I can tell, like, I can't even hardly eat the foods that I used to eat at all. I'm like, I don't feel good. And
Uh,
they really don't taste that good anymore once you kind of release that um processed food and sugars and all of that. It's like, oh my gosh, this is how my body is supposed to feel.
yeah. And again, it's just like that conscious awareness, right? Again, being programmed, well, our parents did it, our friends do it, and, society's doing it. It's in your face everywhere. The fast food, the refined sugars, like the dyes in food, the chemicals that are the pesticides and herbicides that are on like the vegetables and the fruits and all of the things, right? It's just sometimes we're just not aware. We don't know what we don't know. But as we start awakening and remembering and raising our conscious awareness, then we can choose better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm a testimonial to all of this. I feel like I am reverse aging.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, between that red light therapy, grounding, I haven't tried the hydrogen water too. I've heard about it. I've done a little research.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate to give that a try.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
It's just all of the little micro changes that we make create this like macro result, and it's little by little and step by step, and it's enjoying the journey, right? It's not like forcing yourself or being so uber focused on the destination, because it's really the process of who you get to become along the way.
yes, that's that's like the secret.
Mm, yeah, yeah. And I think another part of the secret, the key to life is being your authentic self and following your joy, because that is your signature core frequency of vibration. The more you are you, the more you follow what lights you up and brings you joy, the more your higher self, your soul, is going to unfold this bridge of incidents, this path of least resistance that is going to guide you in the most beautiful, loving, divine way. And I truly believe this. This is something that I've been learning as I go. But if I'm ever like in a funk, I'll ask myself, what would bring me joy right now? And you know what, if I'm in my office and I have a writer's block and I'm trying to create content and I just nothing's coming to me, I'm like, what would bring me joy right now? And often it will be like, go outside, get in nature, go for a walk. So I'll do that. I'll take the walk and I will just,
Yeah.
I'll feel different when I come back. I'll be inspired. I'll be full of ideas and then I can go back and start creating again. Or sometimes following my joy might be taking a nap. Sometimes following my joy might be going to a coffee shop and, listening to a podcast. And that's the thing, we get so caught up in like the hustle and the grind and the go and thinking we always have to be doing something and we always have to be, working harder. No, no, we don't. Like, allow yourself the grace and the time and the space to slow down, because when you give yourself that time to slow down, you're able to do less and create more. When you're following your joy, that's keeping your vibration high. And the more you can do that, and then you're taking action, you're going to attract back to you more things that make you feel happy. And then we're creating this cycle of like high vibration, happiness, joy, attracting people, events, and circumstances into our life that are helping us get to where we want to go. We're keeping that vibration high by following our joy.
Oh my gosh. So beautifully said. Wow. We can feel your energy from here. I'm telling you.
I love that.
I
Our
love,
our energy is our greatest contribution, like when we are loving ourselves, when we are in our joy, when we are authentic, we're embodying that energy. And energy doesn't lie. Energy is this energy that people feel, right? So just by me being in my authentic energy and Roberta being in your authentic energy, we get around people and they feel that, and then it gives them like inspiration and permission to be themselves, to express themselves fully, to be their authentic self. And then it's that beautiful ripple effect, right? And it's just, it's contagious. It's
yeah.
contagious.
Yeah. Do people say that to you? They're like, wow, I just love your energy.
All the time. And it's the greatest compliment. It is the greatest compliment. I absolutely love it. I love hearing that because it's like, okay, I'm really being myself here.
Yes, I'm being myself. I'm in alignment. I'm being my authentic self. And I love that. That is what Unleash Her is. You know, AI, Chat GPT, spit this all out one day. I just put everything in there about myself and it's like, unleash her. And I go, oh, I need unleashed.
Oh,
I
I
did.
love it.
I know. So it's something that came to me. This was like a year ago, but I wasn't her yet.
Mm.
It was a process that I had to work through until I got to that point, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is it. Yes, this is her. I am her. I love this.
Oh. And did you find that you created that image, that vision, that identity of her before you became her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to, right? I
Yeah.
was like, how do I want to feel and what do I want to be doing and all of those things put together.
And that's intentional creation, right? Like that's creating
Yeah.
intentionally, you know,
Yeah.
embodying it, being it now, acting as if you are that person at the end result, right? How does she dress? How does she speak? How does she feel? How does she talk, right? Because we have to be a vibrational match to it. We have to be an energetic match to it. So by being it now and embodying it, of course you are her. Of course you are her. You're
Yeah.
attracting that to you.
Yeah. The last couple of weeks I've had a little I was a little under the weather. And during that time is a time just to like be still and be quiet. And you're not trying to do or be anything. I'm just like, I'm gonna take care of myself and relax. And so it was very interesting, I have to tell you. And then today I'm like, oh, she's back.
I
Like,
love that. Yeah.
thank God.
And it's surrendering to
Yeah.
what is, right? Like, and giving yourself grace for what is. Okay, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to rest instead of, oh, this is awful. Why is this happening to me? This sucks, right? Because then we're just like creating a resistance, and what we resist will persist.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
doesn't it? It just hurts when I see people doing that. And it's like, look, you don't have to. You don't have to feel that way. Change it. And I get it. It was a little struggle the last couple of weeks, you know,
yeah.
but it was like, no, you're gonna relax today. That's
You
what the
deserve
universe
it.
was
You
telling
deserve it. Yeah, yeah.
me. Well, I love what you're doing. I love watching your journey. I've been watching you on social media. I love seeing you outside. And I can just feel your energy and your beautiful soul, and I appreciate you for being here today. It was such a pleasure meeting you a couple years ago, and thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sister.
Anything else that you want to any last words? Or do you want to tell people how you can help them, or anything that you would like to end this for yourself?
Yeah, honestly, if I could give any advice to your audience, it would be to love yourself. Keep loving yourself. And your past does not dictate your future unless you allow it to. Every single day is a new day to redefine yourself, to choose something new for yourself, to choose something different. So keep believing in yourself. You are incredible and amazing, and you are a part of creation. And creation does not make mistakes. So your existence, just you existing, makes you worthy. So believe in yourself, love yourself, and follow your joy.
Ah, love it. Thank you so much, Chantelle. Thank you. Okay, guys, I know you're feeling inspired and empowered, and so am I. And if you want to reach out to Chantelle, we're going to share her information in the comments here down through after the podcast. We'll have all of that information for you. And you know what? If you want to live an extraordinary life and find out more about my VIP coaching, feel free to reach out. I would love to chat with you. And so I love to leave my calls. I don't like to say goodbye because, my grandma did not like to say goodbye. And instead, she would say, so long.